Hi everybody, good day, hello and welcome. What we've got here is a 2014 Ford Focus, and the customer states that they got gas the other day and then the engine would not crank. So let's see if it cranks. Yes, it does indeed crank and start and run. Let's see, we've got a check engine light on. Seatbelt light's on because my seatbelt is not on yet. And that brake light was just the parking brake. All right, let's go into the shop and see what the dealio is with this this Focus. So I went and grabbed the scan tool. I want to see what this check engine light is about before we proceed. Fun fact about this car: at a former life, I worked at a dealership about a year or so ago in the next town over, and I was the guy that processed all of our used inventory that we took into the dealership. And this thing has my sticker on the back. You know, you put the dealership names on them. Well, I was as I processed through the cars, I was also supposed to badge those with the dealership sticker. And this particular car has the sticker that I applied, which means I was the person that processed this vehicle way back when. So I've worked on this thing once before. Automatic vehicle identification and engine. Let's see what we got here. Codes menu, memory codes. Yep, waiting. P1450, unable to bleed up fuel tank vacuum, pending DTC warning light on. All right, well, that doesn't do much about not cranking. That could be related to them having an issue with it after fueling the vehicle. They said it didn't crank after getting gas, but what does that mean? Does that mean that it didn't turn over when they hit the key, or it just cranked and cranked and cranked and didn't start? So now I don't know which direction kind of to go in. I'm just gonna pursue what this code says right here, and I'll ask some questions later on once I come up with a direction based on this DTC. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and check out the fueling system, or the fuel tank system, because they noticed their problem immediately after fueling the vehicle. So I will just go ahead and real quick and check the fuel cap just to make sure that's okay, and then I'll start from the beginning of the system and work my way back. And okay, there is no fuel cap. This is a capless system. It eliminates that. Let's go under the hood, start from there. All right, before we start poking around under the hood and taking things apart for inspection, let's go ahead and review some data here. I'm in the Evap system because the code is related to the Evap emission system. What the Evap system does is it basically siphons off hydrocarbon or gasoline vapors from the tank as fuel is burned, and it will pull those into the intake stream and then burn them. That way that stuff can't escape and vent into the atmosphere. Okay, so last time trouble codes were cleared on this were 25,000 miles ago, and it has been 41 miles since the check engine light turned on. And let's see. I'm just kind of going through and looking at all the data PIDs here to see if anything stands out to me right away. And I've got something. Fuel tank pressure. It is at 7 inches water. That's or -7. That's a negative pressure. So the fuel tank is actually in a strong vacuum right now. I believe that's a little out of range. I don't have a Ford manual that's available, but just based on experience, I know that, you know, -7 inches, that's a little excessive. So what I think is going on here is it is constantly purging fuel vapors when it's not being commanded to, and the component that is responsible for purging those vapors is the purge solenoid. Basically what that thing is a little it's an electromechanical valve, and when the PCM sends voltage to that valve, it will open up. It'll use intake vacuum to to siphon those vapors from the tank, and like I said earlier, burn them. So I believe that that component is either stuck open or has a leak. So let's go inspect the purge solenoid and see what's going on. Alrighty, looking under the hood, I see a fuel line, green clip right there. That should be the Evap line, and this should be the solenoid. Following it farther down, it is connected to the intake. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and bust out the smoke machine, disconnect this this purge solenoid right here, apply smoke to it, and see if smoke passes through when it's disconnected. Having the connector removed and disconnected would be the same thing as an off command. There we go. So let's, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this from both sides, and we will test this individual component to see if it's got a leak. If not, then I will smoke the rest of the system, including the lines that are going back to the tank and the tank, and I will visually inspect for leaks at that point. But I believe this is going to be the faulty one, because this is responsible for controlling vacuum flow, and like we saw earlier in the scan tool, there's too much vacuum in that fuel tank. I failed to see how that would cause a no cranking condition, but you've got to kind of take some of these complaints with a grain of salt, because sometimes customers don't have the vocabulary to describe what happened, and sometimes service writers don't have the vocabulary or the communication skills to relay what happened. So on occasion you end up in a situation where, I hate to say it, and don't take it the wrong way, where the blind are leading the blind. And I still can't reach that bottom plug, so I'm going to pull this intake plumbing out. These come out. It's stuck. Why? Come off. The hoses for the clamp is loose, it just won't release itself. There. Yeah, that's the connector that I'm trying to get to. It's actually a two-stage connector. There's like a safety clip, and then you press this part here, and then it'll pop off. Alright, that came off. I'll push this. Oh, I can't reach. Maybe I'll push and pry. I'll try that. Yep, here it comes. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this whole component here, and I will bench test it. Alright, this is the purge solenoid assembly. Okay, I have the smoke machine connected to a 12-volt battery supply and connected to shop air. There is a fluid inside of here, very similar to baby oil, and what it's going to do is heat up that oil and vaporize it, and it's going to pump it out of the end of its tube here. It's already starting. See it there? And I'm just going to connect this to the purge solenoid while it's commanded closed, because it's disconnected, and we'll see if smoke bleeds through to the other side. Plug it in, and look at that. Yep. Now, like I said, this is disconnected and it's not energized, therefore it is commanded closed. this solenoid has an internal leak. That's a confirmed fail. And I'll do it in the other direction as well. Okay, this little bird is an Evap solenoid. That does not explain how they described their concern of engine doesn't crank, but based on the trouble code and the check engine light, this is my faulty component. So let's go question the service people, and we'll see what they have to say about the description of the complaint. Okay, listen, so I gotta interrupt the regularly scheduled program to just kind of take a tour of, I don't even know what this thing is, but it caught my eye when I was walking by. It appears to have been painted with a paintbrush. I'm assuming it's some kind of a Chrysler product. You know, it's okay-ish. I mean, it's old and someone's definitely kept it alive. But here's the crown jewels. I'm at a loss, you guys. This is, the dash is removed, door panels and stuff. Looks like a campground in here. That's cool. It's got some gauges set up. That's sweet. Thermostat. I mean, you know, I'm not talking shit or anything, but this is somebody's project right here, and I give them props. They are committed to what's going on. I believe it's like a camper van, something of that nature, and they've put a lot of work into it. This is pretty legit. I will give them that. And it's, like I said, it's got extra space and everything. There is a window unit air conditioner in the back up on the roof somewhere, and I think that's how they get climate control in here. But I did save the best part for last, because check out this stuff down here. That's all the wiring and whatnot under the dash. Ooh, another one. Oh, that's just cool. Wow. All right. It used to be red on the inside. That's cool. Found their toolbox. Right on. Okay, so after taking the van tour, I went and talked to the service advisor lady, and we determined that perhaps just the wrong verbiage was used, because the customer said that the check engine light was not on before he got gas, and that it did turn over. It just didn't start for a moment, then he turned it off and back on, then it started. So I'm confident that this purge solenoid is his issue based on kind of what they're saying. So we are going to order a purge solenoid assembly. I'm going to replace that, clear the codes, and then we will revisit fuel tank vacuum and see what kind of difference that we get out of that fuel tank pressure. Okay, I have the new one here. It has arrived, and I've kind of got to make this quick because this guy's waiting. So I'm being pressured to rush now because it took an hour for my parts to show up. So I'm gonna just get with the program here and see what I can do about expediting the process. Oh, that goes on that side, okay. That's a transmission vent tube. I cannot stand being rushed, and now I'm kind of flustered. Oh well. Try it through here. I forgot how this thing was routed. Oops. That looks good. Yes. Audible click tells me it's good. Put the mount back on. And clicking that back on. Uh-oh, no audible click. All right, 2 hands, audible click, we know it's good. I'll reattach this vent tube. I believe it went like so. That doesn't fit that well. Oh, no, it goes on this one. There. And the plug needs to go back in. Okay, what is left now is this intake plumbing. and we can go inside, start this thing up, and then recheck those fuel tank pressures to make sure we have a confirmed fix. There. That goes in there. Click. Click. Okay, it's assembled. I've got 2 clamps to tighten down, and we'll head inside and go back to the scan tool.
That takes care of that fucking shit.
They split it, deleted.
I'm not moving. That truck is stuck. And it's stuck sideways.
I'll show you guys what this is about in a second.
We'll start going down.
Click. Oh no.
No fucking way.
Okay. It's starting the engine. We'll pull up our data PIDs one more time. 14 focus. Yes. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. Let's do it again. Focus, continue. Okay, emission system data. And let's scroll it down to fuel tank pressure. Where was that? Here we go. Fuel tank pressure, inches, O2, 0.034. That is much better than wide open throttle on that purge solenoid, pulling 7 inches of vacuum. Fix confirmed.
And I don't know. That's pretty hard to break.
All right, let's clear the codes. Yes.
You might be right. You might have to get a long flatbed and then see if you can lower it
Lights off. Cool.
And his wheels are still fucking tight.
So what all the fuss was about a minute ago was a broken brand new lift. Today's his first day on the job. Okay. Well, crisis is averted. I think we need to call a tow truck to back underneath of this car right here, because I'm not and will not let anybody touch that lift right now. And I'm gonna clear the area because this is a hazard zone. But anyway, I got this car fixed, confirmed fixed with data, and that should, that's gonna be a wrap for this one. So I think this has been a very entertaining day, and I hope this video reflects just how eventful today has been so far. And it's only lunchtime. Okay, goodbye, silvery focus. All right, guys. Well, this is a very eventful video. If you would, let me know if you liked it by tapping that thumbs up button. Also, let me know what your favorite part about today's video was down in the comment section below, because there's about 3 or 4 things to pick from. And the job of the day wasn't even the best part on this one. So anyway, all that being said, I'd like to remind everybody to not forget to have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.